next presentation is Ankita Roy, Delwyn, Jude, Remedios from India. And welcome. I'm giving the words to you. We are so proud to have you here.
Thank you very much. So now, hi everyone, I'm Ankita Roy and I'll be sharing the screen. So there is this option that I'm facing right now, advanced sharing option, unable to share my screen, only host or all panelists, it is asking me.
Okay. Have you used the share screen button?
Yes, the share screen button. And now it's asking me who can share, all panelists.
Okay.
So it's not allowing me to share.
Teknik konuda görevli arkadaşlarımız yardımcı olabilirler mi acaba?
Yeah, now I can see them. Thank you.
That's
yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Thank you very much. So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you very much. It gives us immense pleasure, to present our research paper. So this paper is written by myself, Ankita Roy, and Delwyn Jude Remedios. So integrating Inktober and art therapy for online teaching and learning basics of illustration. So studies on design pedagogy indicates that there is a long tradition of teaching design through practice. Illustration is considered as a foundation skill, which is often utilized by designers to represent their concepts and connect with people's emotion. While various universities offer illustration as a specialization in art and design, this course introduces the students to the medium of illustration and its multitude of application in communication design. So our team is a multidisciplinary, experts from animation and graphic design. So the course at IIT Hyderabad had 55 participants, 10 from Bachelors of Design and 45 from Masters of Design students. And these students are from diverse backgrounds. So the planned learning curriculum included basics of illustrations, such as perspectives, observation, live sketching, illustration approaches, and many other. So this instructional philosophy has remained the same before and after the pandemic. However, the platform of online teaching led to new strategies of utilizing social media trends like Inktober. We also included art therapy. So art therapy was devised to make learning more engaging, efficient, and impactful during the pandemic. Now I would request Delwyn to speak more about our assignments.
So hello everyone, I'm Delwyn. So one of the recent breakthroughs in the popularization of illustration is the global phenomenon called Inktober, which was created by Jake Parker in 2009. And for those who are not familiar with the Inktober challenge, so it usually takes place in the month of October, where 31 prompts are provided for each day of October. And various illustrators all around the world participate in this challenge by sharing their work on social media. And the entire challenge focuses on self-improvement as well as the ability to practice illustration on a daily basis. So here are some of our students' work with the Inktober assignment. So some of our studies reveal that Inktober as an activity is particularly popular among young people between the age group of 18 to 34. And this is what makes Inktober very relevant to look at it in an academic space. So other reviews suggest that Inktober is often used in academics, but however, it exists as a classroom hobby where a teacher would encourage the students to participate in such an activity. So we make an argument that such an activity can actually become integrated into the classroom activity. So art therapy is an integrative mental health and human services profession that enriches the lives of individuals, families, and communities through active art making, creative process, applied psychological theory, and human experience within a psychotherapeutic relationship. Art therapy uses art media as its primary mode of communication to tackle anxiety, stress, and anger-related issues. So this is what made art therapy very relevant for us to consider introducing in our illustration course. So this leads to various research questions. Can social media trends such as Inktober deliver the learning objectives in an online class? Can art therapy be integrated into an online class? And what is the effect of the online course on students from both points of view, Inktober and art therapy? So question 1 and 2 we addressed with a course plan. And for question 3, we have addressed with a survey where we gather students' feedback on the course. So I'll just take you through briefly through the course plan. So we have various assignments such as live sketching, as you can see in the second column. So this method was done in the offline mode where students would pose for 4 minutes and the remaining students would sketch the person posing. A similar activity was done in an online manner where the faculty were projecting certain images on the screen while the students were sketching at their respective homes at a duration of 4 minutes per sketch. We also did assignments related to 1-point, 2-point, and 3-point perspectives, but these assignments were not much affected with the online and offline mode. So we also introduced the presentation of different illustrators' work in order to expose the students to the variety of work and illustration approaches that is taking place all around the world. So, and art therapy was also introduced. This was done particularly in the online mode, and we organized an expert in art therapy to conduct this session. And this was not done in the offline manner, which was done prior to the pandemic. So we also introduced Inktober as the final assignment in the online course. It was a coincidence that this course took place in the month of October. Therefore, it made it very relevant to add Inktober as the assignment. The course was for overall 2 weeks duration. So therefore, the submission included 15 days of the challenge. However, we encouraged the students to complete all the 31 illustrations. So coming to the offline course, the final submission for this course included documentation illustrations of public activities inside or outside the campus. So in the last row that you can see, the submissions of the offline course were done in physical tangible copies, and after the evaluation we had returned the submissions back to the student. However, in the online course the submissions were uploaded in a soft copy in a Google Classroom drive. So now I will just take you through some of the feedback that the students revealed. So this is particularly regarding Inktober as a classroom activity. A student mentioned it was fun to take up the Inktober challenge and complete it as a part of the assignment. I realized the importance of having a habit of drawing every day. Another student mentioned this challenge helped me fall in love with drawing and illustration again. This assignment was really helpful because it emphasized on the importance of continuing the practice of drawing and sketching throughout and beyond the time period of this course. So here showcasing a few more student activities during the Inktober challenge. So we also asked the students, what do you think about Inktober as an assignment? And our study revealed that majority of the students said that this activity challenged me, whereas some mentioned that it encouraged me to finish more than what was expected for the assignment. And some students said that it met all the objectives of the course. We further asked them whether they think that social media trends could be effectively integrated into classroom assignments for an online class. Found out that majority of the students agreed, while some indicated maybe.
Now we will look into some of the students' work from art therapy sessions during the online classes. And we also asked them to, write a write-up describing about what exactly they felt. So here the student has mentioned, I'm missing my trekking trails in dense forest of Sahyadris. I also purchased new trekking gears, but unfortunately due to the pandemic, it's hurting me a lot. Another student expressed himself by saying, I would often find myself glaring at my artwork, finding mistakes which are irrelevant and pointless. I have always ended up hating most of my artworks, illustrations, and stories that they tell. The result of this behavior has been restraining myself from creating without judging. Another student did this artwork saying, I made this illustration very randomly without any thoughts as such. But for me, this represents being angry and exhausted at the same time. Another student was, feeling very sad, and he was thinking about his late dog, Tyson. Another interesting aspect, the student was missing dosa, and that is what he represented. So this student mentioned, since COVID-19, we were asked to stay home, and after a point of time, it was overwhelming, especially because I had my own personal battles I had to deal with every day. The art therapy was my first step to recognize feeling anxious and expressing it on paper. Another very interesting aspect, this student mentioned, this big black that you see in the center, it depicts my inner hollowness and my fear in socializing. It gave me a chance to express my thoughts on what I was missing the most during the pandemic. Doodling them actually helped me a lot in exhaling my stress. Some more feedbacks from the student. I spent many hours post the session sketching out what I felt in that moment without any deadline or rules of the assignment looming over it. Another interesting artwork, a tree of emotions, where different colors represented different emotions of the student. We also asked whether the students liked art therapy sessions, and 70% of them feel that they liked it, yes. Another question we posed, what is your opinion of art therapy during the illustration course in COVID-19 pandemic? So the majority felt it helped them to express them through illustration. It also helped them to de-stress.
So we also asked the students about their opinion about the light sketching comparison with online and offline. The student mentioned that I would still consider offline mode compared to online, as sketching, drawing, and illustration is more of a hands-on in front of the guide or classmate, so that we can learn a lot of new techniques, art styles, and creative thinking compared to online. So we asked them, how would you compare the quick sketching done online to offline sessions? And we found out that almost 50% of the students mentioned that offline is more effective for quick sketching. But we also got a mixed reaction when we asked them certain questions. So a student mentioned that online course met the demands, but I think offline would have been more effective, as it would have helped us interact with our classmates. Offline mode is more effective, however, in online mode too was a good experience, considering the interesting assignments and interactivity. Art therapy was really helpful. So we asked the students whether the objectives of the course were met in an online mode, and majority of the students mentioned it was. A student mentioned that I had a lot of fun and it was very insightful. I did not feel like we were disconnected. All it takes to be involved is turning the video camera on. So this was a very interesting response from a particular student. She mentions that I was more comfortable in an online illustration course because I had no sketching skills. I had even tried freehand sketching before this course. If this course was offline, I would have been discouraged to see myself not being able to sketch. The online course gave me an opportunity to be an introvert and learn. Another very interesting comment from a student mentions that since sketching is a very personal activity in which one just requires a pencil and a paper, it is extremely effective no matter what environment.
So just to conclude, the live sketching participation before the pandemic was better suitable for peer learning. Presentation of different illustrators' work generated class participation and a lot of discussion, and irrespective of online or offline mode. Submission of assignments effective through a classroom drive, which allowed us to document all the assignments together at one place. Inktober can be effectively included in classroom activities. It also communicated the importance of practice on a daily basis to the students. And last but not the least, art therapy was very effective to de-stress and express. And we feel that art therapy can also be included in all the offline sessions. With this note, we both thanks all of you to listening to us. Thank you very much.